Original characters, or OCs for short. They've existed for centuries, and if there's one thing I love to do, it's learning about some random artists' doomed OCs for some niche piece of media I've never heard of. I mean, I'm one of said artists after all. Even though liking Danganronpa has been cringe and uncool for about 5 years, although some would argue since its release, it hasn't left my soul, and so my Danganronpa OCs live on. In our hearts, if not in the storyline. And yes, they are Danganronpa OCs. I thought you guys knew this, but I'm still getting comments like these ones, so I guess I didn't say it enough. Anyway, if you've seen any of my shorts, you'd know I love my OCs. And I'd like to think you guys do too, since some of my most popular videos are OC related. And I did hesitate to make a video like this because I've seen it done quite a few times before, but I did some polls and you guys definitely wanted it. So I figured, at least to add some uniqueness, this video will mostly focus on tangible things that you can create, rather than niche websites and avatar creators like I see a lot of people mentioning. No hate to those videos though, because I have definitely spent hours creating Spotify playlists for my OCs and making them on Pickaroo, believe me. But instead of a things to do with your OCs, this is more of a things to make with your OCs kind of video. Partly because new stuff makes me happy and making things makes me even happier, and partly because creating is my specialty. And you know what I haven't said in a while? I haven't told you guys to grab your sketchbooks or your cups of tea. In 6 months, actually. I'm so sorry you've all had to go half a year watching my videos without your beloved drawing implements and a warm beverage. So go get your sketchbooks ready, everyone, and boil that kettle, because we're gonna get into some adorable things you can make right at home with your OCs. Hey there, I'm Parako, and welcome to my silly little art channel. If you're interested in art tips, tutorials, challenges, fan art, or you just enjoy my art in general, feel free to stick around. And hey, maybe drop a like and subscribe if my channel seems like your type of thing. Okay, thanks! Now, I'm all about diversifying when it comes to art. I mean, that's what this entire video is about, branching out and trying new ways to bring your art to life. And hey, if you're anything like me, you love to learn new skills too. And so that's why I'd like to introduce you all to the amazing sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Skillshare is nothing short of the largest online learning community for creatives just like you and me, with thousands of classes across illustration, design, film, productivity, freelance, and more, led by industry professionals. And so if you want to take your passions, skills, or career to the next level, or even just pick up a new hobby and learn something new, Skillshare is the place to be. And hey, even if you think you might already be an expert, Skillshare has learning paths just for you. Learning paths are curated sequential class collections specifically made so that you can master a specific skill. And if you're here on my channel, you're either an artist or you want to be one. Well, don't you worry, because Skillshare has it all. Essential courses for mastering digital artwork, classes for improving your anatomy and composition. Hey, they've even got courses specifically for Procreate, which is the same art program I use. Now, one thing I'm really interested in is character design, and I'm currently working towards becoming a character designer for a big studio one day. So I took Melissa Lee's character design crash course for dynamic design and ended up creating this new character. Her name is Rika, and she's a tiny, feisty wilderness expert. I might keep her around. What do you guys think? With Skillshare, you can build up new skills, practice your creativity, and grow in all the ways you've wanted to. And guess what? The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so you can get started on your creative journey today. Thank you so much for partnering with me today, Skillshare. Okay, now let's move on to the rest of your video. First of all, what you're seeing in this speed paint was fan art for Zip Zop Waffles on Instagram, featuring 2 of her OCs, Minori and Mitsuo, and 2 of my own. I really recommend you guys check her out. Plus, she has a Draw This in Your Style open currently, so if you're stuck for drawing ideas, you can check that out. Also, yes, I know my own Draw This in Your Style still exists. I'm getting to the results, trust me, I didn't forget. Okay. Now, let's get creating, shall we? Now, if there's one thing I'm known for, it's being unhealthily obsessed with Nagito Komaeda. But if there's a second thing I'm known for, it's paper dolls. Or at least that one paper doll video I made. The best part about paper dolls is that they are so fun and anyone can make them. And if you're stuck, I have a tutorial which is literally the most popular video on my channel. Link in the description. That sparked a bit of a trend for a few weeks where I was getting tagged in so many videos of paper dolls everywhere, and it was so awesome. I also got so many donations on that video, which was insane. Creating a paper doll of your characters is not only the most fun thing ever, but it can also help you try out new outfits and develop their personality. This is kind of in the same branch of creating Pinterest boards for your OCs. Find a cute outfit they might like and draw it for their paper doll. Now, I usually do this with watercolors and colored fine liners, but I did try painting some paper dolls digitally and then printing them out. I made them of my two main OCs, Hayami and Tomoka. Let's go assemble them, shall we? Okay, so I've got all my pieces, I've got some blue tack, and let's put these things together. So we've got Tomoka here. I've got her hair and her clothes and stuff. So I just printed them off at home with the help of my dad, thank you Dad, and just like sticking it onto the piece. Of course you can do this with like tape or glue or anything like that. Let's put that here, and it's so cute. Okay, let's give her some hair. Sticking her hair behind her head. Now usually this piece here, like the back of her hair, I usually do that on a separate piece. I just didn't do that because there wasn't enough space on the thing and I wanted it all printed out on one piece of paper. Now let's put on her little fringe. For her apron, I'm putting on two pieces because it's a larger piece. And then the bow on the back. Now, I know my camera's probably moving around a lot. I've got it set up in a really weird way because I don't usually film myself. Now, I do usually use some toothpicks to reinforce it because, like, good ahead. I do not have toothpicks handy right now, but I'm going to do that off camera. Cute little socks. Ta-da! Look at her! Time for the second half of the Doomed Yuri. I have got her little eye bandage on a separate piece. I'm not going to show her eye because number one, that's a spoiler, and number two, it's a little bit nasty and I don't know if I can show it here, so. And just stick that one down. I've got her little pigtails on different pieces as well. And now for her fringe. Oh, absolutely adorable. I've got her shoes here too. And I drew some little bandages I could have hanging off her. I thought that would be really cute if I did that. And here they are. Ta-da! Aren't they so cute? Also, yes, I did make it so that they could hold hands. Also, I've probably mentioned this in the script already, but yes, I have made paper dolls before, plenty of them. I think it was early last year when I made paper dolls of Nagito, Hajime, and Chiaki from Danganronpa. And that was when my channel was still relatively small, and so I said like 100 likes and I'll do a tutorial, and then obviously I didn't follow through on my promise. I completely forgot about it, and so I did end up making a tutorial with this girl here, my Teto paper doll. She is very infamous. This ended up being my most viewed video on my channel ever. Like, it's got like, I think 6.5 million views now. It's insane. So yeah, thank you. Anyway, yeah, here they are. I haven't reinforced them yet. I probably will do that. And I'm probably gonna get some thick Scotch tape and use it to reinforce the paper because this is just like regular office paper. I love them very much. Okay, I should probably stop yapping now. Let's get on to the rest of the video, shall we? Oh, look at them. I love them so much. Now, dolls of the characters aren't the only things we can craft with paper. If you want to develop this character's life even more, why not create a paper version of their bag and smaller versions of what they'd have inside? This is a super cute way to add some more depth to their personality. One thing about me is that I like my characters to be people, you know? I want them to be relatable, I want them to have lives, families, hobbies, and I want them to carry around little trinkets in their bags. But that's not all. You could do something similar with their phone too. Make it a flip book or a zine where each page is a different app, draw their text messages or their Spotify playlists or their screen time data. And you can do this with anything. Their bookshelf, their closet, their bedside drawer. I saw someone make a paper wallet for their OC once and it was the cutest thing ever. I wish I came up with it and I've got to make one. Anyway, on to the next idea. Create an OC file or binder. Now, yes, I have seen this one done before, but I feel like if you have extensive lore and want to keep track of it all, this is a great option. I mean, if you're like me and have OCs for a series like Danganronpa, it's important to keep track of your plot to avoid plot holes. And you could even go a step further and create little case files. That is, if your plot is on the mystery side. Now, I brought OC binders up because it's another good opportunity to develop your characters. One thing I did was create their daily schedule, which I thought was a neat little idea and I haven't seen it done yet. Here you can see me creating Tomoka's. Now, I went a step further and wrote it all in her handwriting, and I made sure to decorate it with tons of stickers and washi tape because she for sure would. I added little drawings and doodles and highlighted words I figured she'd find important. I also think that Tomoka, as an ADHD diva, would totally try and organize herself with a schedule only to spend like 2 hours decorating it with cute scratch and sniff stickers, which is definitely not based on real events, guys. I would never do something like that. Anyway, I did Hayami's daily schedule too. She writes with small and messy handwriting with a boring black pen, and she drew a small doodle of someone special which she then scribbled out. I also scrunched the whole thing up and tore the page a little because knowing Hayami's luck, it probably got run over or something. And then I had Tomoka put it all back together again with washi tape and cute stickers. I don't know, this might be stupid and cringe since they're just characters, but I found it really fun and also a little symbolic of their characters too. In each of my characters' sections in my OC binder, I plan on having a bio page, an art page which is just a collage of the art I've done for them, their daily schedule, and a paper doll of what's in their bag. I've also made this chart showing everyone's opinions and feelings towards one another. This isn't the full cast, but it's the important ones, which I'll put in the character section of the binder. Anyways, on to the next idea, making an OC eater bag. Now, if you don't know what an eater bag is, it's basically a type of bag, usually with a clear plastic cutout that's filled with pins, keychains, or plushies of certain characters. You can usually see people wearing these at conventions or artist alleys. Here's my one, dedicated to Hayami and Tomoka. If you can't tell already, they're my favorites. You may recognize it from a short I made about it. Inside it, I've put custom badges, plushies, keychains, and these beaded, almost candy-like keychains that say their names. The Hayami one has since broken though. Unlucky. I'll go into where I sourced everything in a moment, but first, let's talk about eater bags. Now, they do have a few problems. First of all, they can be an investment. Just the bags themselves aren't cheap, let alone the merch inside, depending on where you get it. As for the bag you choose though, it doesn't have to be a specially made eater bag. It could just be a regular bag. Maybe if you have some sewing knowledge or you're crafty in some way, you could cut out a compartment on an existing bag. Your local home store, I used Kmart, should have some sort of plastic storage bags for blankets or towels which you can then cut up and use for the PVC window for cheap. Or you can just head to your local craft store and you should be able to find some there. If you're a keen observer, or if you've seen the original short where I've shown this bag off, you may have noticed that I did crochet the bag itself. It was a pretty daunting task because I had absolutely no plan, as for most things I do, and I had no idea how to tackle it because I've never even seen anyone crochet an eater bag before. But I managed to make it. It was the first time I'd ever sewn lining into one of my crochet projects as well, and the first time I'd ever integrated clear plastic. Of course, learning to crochet is no easy feat, but if you do know how, then that's an option. The thing is with eater bags, I've heard the community can be pretty toxic, and the culture around it borders on materialistic, if that's an issue for you. That in combination with the high prices can make the idea of a custom OC bag pretty daunting, and I get it. But never fear, your favorite OC enthusiast on a budget is here to provide you with some cheaper and more ethical options. As for the badges, well, I did use the button maker I was gifted for Christmas, and those things aren't exactly cheap, but for some reason a lot of people got them for the holidays, so I guess it's just a common thing. So I used that to create some badges with watercolor paintings of my two characters, as well as one with a custom sticker, and another one which I piled some scratch and sniff stickers onto that fit the color scheme. However, if you don't have one and don't feel like buying one, I have a tutorial for custom pins using only household items. Seriously, it only takes a bottle cap, a can tab, a safety pin, and some paint. The link to this short is in the description. As for the keychains, I've seen a lot of people cut out drawings and cover them with plastic and tape for a homemade option. However, if you want a professional acrylic keychain, I recommend websites like Workry or Vogre since they're both very affordable. I used Workry. As for the custom plushies, you could crochet them, you could cut pieces out of felt and hot glue them together, you could sew them, or even make clay sculptures. But if that's not your thing, you could get them custom made online. I found some random website that makes custom pillows of pets, and I just used that one. Okay, I've yapped about eater bags for long enough. It's time for a lightning round. 1. Make memes of them. Find some funny images or memes on Pinterest and draw over them. I love doing this. 2. Make stickers. You can get them custom printed online, or you can use the DIY tape and baking paper method. 3. Cosplay them. If your OC has a more unique design though, you may need to modify and sew some things. 4. If you can't code or produce anything, animate them like a real anime or use editing software to make it seem like gameplay. Number 5, you can then use this footage to make edits of them. I've been thinking of doing this with Mayumi and animating some scenes of her. Number 6, make AUs where they're actually happy. Or make some headcanons for them. The best part is you have the power to make them canon. And number 7, you can always use the incorrect quotes generator or a headcanon generator for some extra fun. Okay, that's it for the lightning round. Now let's move on to the last thing I'll go over in today's video. Make them real! Okay, so obviously I don't mean that literally. Let's start with art challenges. I myself have done a few of these as shorts before. I did one prompting you guys to guess which of my OCs is the villain, and another 2 where I drew 2 of my characters as normal, gender swap, a child, and a villain. And the Tomoko one I did absolutely blew up, which was great! Art challenges like these not only develop your characters and show alternate pathways for them, but they can help your audience, if you have one that is, actually care about your characters. But I'm more referring to an art challenge like the one you're seeing on screen. I made a few of my characters draw themselves, and there are others I've seen people do where you can draw them in different outfits and stuff. Now I bring this to attention because more than anything it develops their personality. I've stated before that my goal is to make my characters feel human, and so I'm very inclined to do stuff like this because it helps with that. One thing I like to do sometimes is Q&As, usually on Instagram question prompts, but you can use YouTube community posts as well. I not only have my OCs react to questions and assumptions about them, but I have them interact with the community and each other. If you want to develop a character's personality, you've got to imagine all sorts of scenarios with them. How would they react to an obsessed fan? What are their most embarrassing moments? What do they think about fan art? And how do they feel about being compared to a certain pink donut character from an indie psychological horror game? Anyway, you could even take this one step further by creating an entire account for them and responding to comments in character. I've thought about doing this, but I'm not sure yet. Let me know if it's something you do want to see though. And hey, you could even add on to this and draw actual posts for them. Make them real, you know? Have them leave updates on their stories and have them post about the insane stuff that goes down in their lore. I've seen people create fake social media screenshots for their OCs, but why not go all the way, right? I mean, it's a way to have your community interact with the characters themselves, and it can flesh out their personalities and who they are as people. I mean, at the end of the day, this is all just for a bit of fun, right? Have you done any of the ideas I've mentioned today in this video? Or have I inspired you in any way? If I have, please tag me. I'd love to see it. Sometimes all I want to do with my videos is provide a nice cozy mood, some cheap laughs, and maybe drag 1 or 2 people out of the dark pit that is art block if I'm able. And hey, if you made it this far, I challenge you to tell me about your favorite OC in the comments. That's right, info dump all you like. This is an OC-friendly space, and I can't wait to hear about them. And hey, while you're down there, feel free to drop any feedback you might have for me. That'll help me make my next video even better for you all, and if my videos are better, then it'll benefit you guys too. And you want to know the best part? It is completely free and only takes a few clicks. What a deal! Now, don't forget to head to my link in the description for an opportunity to get a 1-month free trial for Skillshare. Only the first 500 people who click my link will get it, so it's first come, first served. As usual, you should definitely follow me on Instagram where I'll post finished pieces, works in progress, and possibly open commissions in the future. If you like, you can buy me a coffee from this link or send a super thanks in the comment section down below if you wish to support me with a quick donation, but if you can't, that's okay too. Oh, also guys, I have a Pinterest if you didn't know. Yeah, all that aside, I wish you all the very best of luck on your art journey. I promise you're going to do great. I'm very, very proud of you. Remember to drink some water, get some rest, have a very hopeful day or night wherever in this wonderful world you may be, and happy drawing!